Modification of leaves.
Modification of leaves. Okay, the whole entire thing was completed, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay, now everyone switch on your videos. Let's start today's class. All right. Did you people have any difficulties in the previous topic that we had discussed?
No, ma'am.
Oh. So today we're going to talk about inflorescence. What is inflorescence? See, just like how the arrangement of leaves was known as phyllotaxy, now the arrangement of flowers on the stem or on the floral axis will be called as inflorescence. Meaning, a flower is a modification of shoot. For example, this is the soil, below is the root, and above the ground, here will be the stem or the shoot. Now, this part of the shoot will actually turn into a flower, right? So, if we talk about a flower, so it is a modified shoot. It is a modification of a shoot. Now, during the process of flowering, what happens is that the shoot apical meristem, meaning those dividing tissues or those meristematic tissues that are present at the apex of the shoot. What do I mean by apex, students? Apex means?
The tip of the pen.
Yes, the tip part. So those, oh, Sabia, you have switched on your video today. Been a while. Okay. So yeah, shoot apical meristem is that dividing cell or that meristem that is present at the tip of the shoot. So from that, the conversion takes place into floral meristem. So it means that the shoot apical meristem sort of get transformed into the floral meristem and then flowering starts. Now, elongation of internode does not take place and the axis gets condensed. So in this case, while the shoot apical meristem is being transformed into floral meristem, so in that point of time, internode elongation does not happen. Because if the internode elongates, meaning more and more stem will be formed. Here, we are talking about the formation of the flowers. Now, when the tip of the shoot transforms into a flower, it is called as solitary, meaning the kind of inflorescence wherein only the tip became a flower, that is solitary. Solitary means alone. Have you people read that poem Solitary Reaper? I think it's there in 11th or 12th. No? Do you people have a novel in your course? No, even novels are not there. We had a novel when I was in class 11. You people don't have a novel? So what is your, you people don't have a supplementary reading also?
Yes, yes.
It's there. So what is in the supplementary reading other than your literature, grammar and stuff? Huh? Tell me. I don't know because I am not very updated. It's been a while since I left 12th class. So you people update me with what is going on currently? Nothing. You people don't study.
Stories.
Stories are there. Which
Poems.
story is there? Only one or several stories are there?
Several.
So that is your literature, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Honeycomb and all of those books are there. Honeycomb in English?
No, ma'am.
No. I don't know. Maybe the curriculum might have changed. It's been a while. And I teach bio, so I don't have any idea about English also. Anyway, so when I am talking about solitary, the reason why I talked about English is because when I was in class 11, there was 11th or 12th, there was this poem called as Solitary Reaper. If you people ever get time, search on the internet. There is a poem, Solitary Reaper. Anyway, so whenever the stem ends at a flower alone, right? One flower at the end alone. That is what we call as a solitary condition, meaning the tip of the shoot will transform into a flower and we call it as solitary. Now, talking about the inflorescence, there are two major types of inflorescence. The first one is racemose, the second one is cymose. So, racemose and cymose are the two types of inflorescence that we find in the flower. Now, when we talk about the racemose, here what happens? The main axis continues to grow and the flowers are borne laterally in acropetal succession. Lateral, what is the meaning of a lateral position, students? If anything is lateral, then what does it mean in terms of English?
The half side.
Hmm?
The half side.
The what? Speak loudly.
From like the side.
I can't hear any of you. Are you people talking really slow or is my volume less? Can you
From the
speak?
side, ma'am. Side.
Lateral position means the sideways position. So whenever the flowers are borne laterally means from the side, then that is what we call as racemose. And they are in an acropetal succession. Acropetal means always the younger flowers will be visible on the top part and the older ones will be at the bottom part. So that is acropetal succession. Talking about the cymose kind of inflorescence. So here the main axis terminates into a flower. And in this case, the growth is limited. In the case of racemose, the growth is not very limited. And in the case of cymose, the flowers are borne in a basipetal order or basipetal succession. Meaning here, the older flowers will be at the top, the younger flowers will be below. So that is like those are the two types of inflorescence that you can find in any flower, the racemose and cymose. So once again, I'll show you the picture of them both. This one. Okay, can you see the screen, students?
Yes.
See here. This one, this picture. See, this is very simplified diagram as to explain racemose and cymose. Now, when I said racemose is in the lateral position, do you see that all of them are at the side? None of them are at the top. None of them are at the endmost part. They are at the sides of it. But if you look at the cymose, they are at the sides also as well as they are at the terminal part also. So just imagine like cymose, here the growth is limited. Why? Because a cap is put on. Meaning the flower is at the cap position, so it won't let it grow more. But here the cap is empty. So it will grow more a lot. So you people understand the difference in between them? Okay. Now let us see a real picture. Like there are multiple types of inflorescence, but that is not for the scope of your study. Okay. So we'll see the picture, the real picture. Now see this one. If you look at this one, what do you think will be the inflorescence here? What do you think? Is it racemose or is it cymose?
Cymose.
Cymose. Why? Because there is a cap at the end. That's why.
Yes, ma'am.
Correct. Okay, so this is basically it about the inflorescence, and always remember that racemose is that kind of an inflorescence wherein the growth would happen continuously, whereas the cymose is the one that the growth is limited. Any doubts, students? Inflorescence clear to you all?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay. Now moving forward, we'll talk about the flower. Now we know that the flower, just like how any male or any female, they have certain reproductive structures that are present in their body, right? And those reproductive structures are responsible for performing reproduction related aspects. But in the case of plants, the flower is the reproductive organ. Okay. All of the students, please switch on your videos. Don't switch it back off until I ask you. Also, Abir, you're late today also. Why?
Yes, ma'am. I was outside. That's why I had to rush back.
Okay. Now, when we talk about the flower, so flower is the reproductive unit in the angiosperms. You people know what angiosperms are? Those that have studied,
Reproductive plants.
huh?
Reproductive plants.
Reproductive plants? No, they are flowering plants, not reproductive plants. They are flowering plants. And since they are flowering plants, they like the names only suggest that they have flowers in them. So that flower is a reproductive unit of a plant and it takes part in the sexual reproduction process. The flower primarily takes part in the sexual reproduction process. Now, all in all, the flower, it has two whorls, or you can say two units that are present in a flower. There is the reproductive unit and then there is the accessory unit or reproductive whorl, accessory whorl. Now, all the floral whorls are arranged on the swollen end of the stalk or a pedicel called as the thalamus. Now, how many of you have seen a flower up close? I think all of you have, right? Now, whenever you see a flower, you might have seen this swollen structure through which the petals are arising. Have you seen that? This doesn't look like a flower, but you people understand what I'm talking about. This part, this swollen part is the thalamus of the flower. So most of the flowers that are, yes,
Your screen and voice is lagging for me.
the screen is lagging. I can't hear you. Anyway, so you people understand that this is a thalamus. The swollen part is the thalamus. So what is this line saying? This line says that all the floral whorls, meaning whether it is the reproductive part of the flower or the accessory part of the flower, they are arranged on a swollen part of the flower, which is called as the thalamus, or you can also call it as the receptacle. So these are the, like, this is where the parts are arranged. Here I've also drawn how the swollen part is called as the thalamus. Now, whenever we talk about the parts of the flower, so androecium and gynoecium, these are the reproductive whorls. Androecium is the male reproductive part of the flower. Gynoecium is the female reproductive part of the flower. Whenever you people have any doubt as to which part is male, which part is female, just think about of gynecologist. Gynecologists are for women, right? For the reproductive stuff and like the basic women checkup. So gynecologist, gynoecium. So gynoecium is female. Clear? And the rest, what is left, is obviously male, androecium. Then there is calyx and corolla. These are collectively known as the accessory part, meaning they are not directly involved in reproduction. Rather, they are involved in helping the reproduction to take place. Now, see, these are all bigger units. And if we talk about one single unit, so the single unit of calyx is the sepal and the single unit of corolla is the petal. People have seen petals, right? The bright colored, beautiful colored structures that are there. So that is the petal. And calyx is the sepal. Sepal is, have you seen, for example, if you have seen the rose, I'll draw a very juvenile rose here. So if the rose is like this, okay, have you seen the green stuff that is present like this all around it? Have you seen this green stuff? It's very evident. And that is actually a sepal. And all of it together is called as calyx. All of the petals together, they are known as corolla. Then if we talk about the single unit of androecium, we call it as the stamen. And the single unit of gynoecium is either called as pistil or called as carpel. So pistil or carpel is how we represent the gynoecium single unit, and stamen is how we would represent androecium single unit. Is this clear to you all?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now there are some flowers. Like see, if I give you a flower and I ask you to tell me which one is a calyx, which one is a corolla, will you be able to do so? Right? You will be able to do so. Why? Because you can easily distinguish which one is a petal and which one is a sepal. But in some flowers, such as lily, the calyx and corolla, they are not distinct, meaning you can't distinguish between them, which one is the calyx, which one is the corolla. So they are known as perianths. So just like how one unit of corolla is called as petal, one unit of calyx is called as sepal. So one unit of perianth is called as tepal. It's not petal, it's not sepal, it's another thing, that is tepal. Okay? Biology is weird. Any doubts up until now?
No, ma'am.
Tepal,
No, ma'am.
petal, sepal, all of these things you people have understood? All right. I don't have a fresh flower with me, or else I would have shown you a fresh flower to demonstrate all of the pieces. Now, talking about the sexuality of the flower. Just give me 1 second, students. Just 1 second. All right. Now tell me one thing, students. Can you see this? Okay. Can you see this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. It is a dried flower. So we'll manage with the dried flower today. Can you see the flower clearly? Okay. I can't throw flowers, so that is why I'm using a dried flower. Now see, do you see these? It was a pink rose. So now it is yellow in color. So do you see this yellow thing? This one? Right? These are what? What would you call them as a whole? Tell me.
Calyx.
As a whole, the petals as a whole are called as
Corolla.
corolla. Very good. Now, do you see these green parts that used to cover, or you can say protect the flower in a bud stage? These green parts you're seeing
Petals.
used to be a sepal. But now, if you call them as collectively, you will call it what?
Calyx.
Calyx.
Correct. Okay. Now, let me just dissect it. Maybe I'll. Now, if you go very towards the core of the flower, hope I can. There's nothing left in this flower. So I can't show you the androecium and gynoecium in it. But you people understand and see the part through which it was attached onto, right? This part, the part that was actually, it used to be swollen. So it was known as the thalamus. Any doubts? Okay, I tried.
No.
Now in the next class, I'll try to bring a fresh flower to show you. Okay. Now talking about the sexuality of a flower. Just like how animals have sexuality, right? And same way, the flowers also have sexuality. Now let us see what is that. Now, in terms of sexuality, the flower can be bisexual or it can be unisexual. Now, when any flower has androecium and gynoecium in the same part, meaning there is one flower and it has androecium in it and gynoecium in it, meaning the male and the female reproductive parts are present in one flower. We call that flower as bisexual flower. And when the flower only has the male reproductive part or it only has the female reproductive part, then we call it as the unisexual flower. Is it clear? Bisexual,
Yes.
unisexual.
Yes.
Now, in terms of symmetry, so you people have already studied in animal kingdom, right? Bilateral symmetry, radial symmetry, and asymmetry. But in the case of plants, meaning in botany, it is very different. The symmetry of the flower can be actinomorphic, it can be zygomorphic, or asymmetry. Now, the first case is actinomorphic. Now, actinomorphic is just as equivalent to radial symmetry. How many of you remember what radial symmetry is? Those of you who have studied that, tell me, what is radial symmetry?
When the halves of the body are equal.
When the halves of the bodies are equal. Who else? Anyone else would like to try radial symmetry? Yes, say Sabiha. Speak loudly.
It's like it's half-ish, it's central. It's like divided centrally.
Okay, anyone else?
Any plane passing through the central axis will divide the organism equally.
Exactly. That is radial symmetry. The ones that you people are talking about, you're talking about bilateral symmetry. Okay, when you divide it into identical left and right halves, that is bilateral symmetry. But when you divide the flower and it will, you can say you can divide it in any plane, but it will not be identical halves. So that is radial symmetry. And you can also call it as actinomorphic. So when a flower can be divided into two equal radial halves in radial plane passing through the center. See the first one. Do you see this picture? You can divide this particular flower from any position. This way, this way, this way, and this way also. But it will not give you identical left, identical right. But when you talk about zygomorphic, now zygomorphic is equivalent to bilateral symmetry, meaning when you divide a flower in one plane, passing through the central axis, it will give you a left part and right part. Just like how if I ask you people to divide yourself, how would you divide? How would you cut yourself? Yes, exactly. You will cut it like this. You'll be saying that there is a left half and there is a right half. Same way, it goes for the flower also. See, the second situation is zygomorphic. Where did it go? Right? You see, this is a pea flower. Have you people heard about blue tea? No, blue tea. This is an edible flower. So see, when you cut it in the middle, it gets divided into equal halves. So that is zygomorphic or bilateral symmetry. Now the third case is asymmetry, meaning you no matter how much you try, you can't divide it. Right? It is asymmetry. So examples of actinomorphic, this is very important. The examples are all, see how many times I've underlined important. Do you see? That is how severely important it is. I'll underline some more today. It is very important. Okay. So actinomorphic flowers are those flowers that have radial symmetry, and examples are mustard, datura, and chili. Okay. Then talking about zygomorphic flower. So P. gulmohar, bean, cassia. That is again very important. Many questions are asked from this. Okay. And then there is asymmetric. So meaning no symmetry is there. So we'll like there is an example, canna. So this is also important. So all of the examples and the types of symmetry clear to you all. Now, on the basis of multiples of floral appendages. See, you know, like whenever you see a flower, if you count the petals are always in some sort of arrangement. For example, if we talk about like any flowers such as daffodil or daisies, right? The number of petals that will be there on them, it will be in multiples of some. For example, on the basis of that, the flowers can be trimerous if the floral appendages or the petals are in the multiples of 3, then we'll call it as trimeres. If they are in the multiples of 4, we'll call it tetrameres. And if they are in the multiples of 5, we'll call it as pentameres. Depending upon how many numbers of flowers, or you can say not number of flowers, but the number of petals that are there. Let me show you the picture of it. See this thing. The flowers will be in the multiples of 3. Do you see this? First flower is having 3 petals only. So this is a trimeres flower. The second flower, it has 3 petals each, right? 3 here and 3 below. So that is trimeres, meaning here they are in the multiples of 3. Clear? So this is trimeres condition. Then comes tetrameres. They will be in the multiples of 4. See this. This one you see, the first condition, it is a tetrameres, meaning whenever they are present in the multiples of 4, we'll call it as tetrameres. See this, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now the last one is pentameres. They are in the multiples of 5. See, this one, you might have seen this a lot, this flower. This is a very common flower. In India also it is very common. So they are in the multiples of 5. Clear? So that is depending upon what multiples of the flowers are, the floral appendages are present. Now the flowers can be again of 2 types depending upon the presence of bracts and the absence of bracts. For example, now what is bract? See, bract is a reduced leaf found at the base of pedicel, meaning there will be a tiny leaf like this present at the base of the thalamus. So that will be called as bract. So whenever this bract will be present, we'll call that flower as bracteate. And whenever the bracts will be absent, we'll call it as ebracteate. So let us look at that also. Okay. Okay, are you able to see this picture? See this. This part is the bract, right? This part is a bract. It can be present here also and it can be present here also. So whenever this will be present, it means that the flower is bracteate. And if it will be absent, then we'll say that the flower is ebracteate. Okay, ebracteate. Clear, students?
Yes.
Okay. Now, based on the position of floral parts on the thalamus, the flower can be further of 3 types: hypogynous, perigynous, and epigynous. These are the 3 types of, you can say, in terms of ovary of the flower, in terms of the floral parts. So see, hypogynous, the first condition. The hypogynous is the condition wherein the gynoecium, which is the female reproductive structure of the flower. So when this gynoecium will be present at the highest position and whatever other structures are there below it, then we'll call it as hypogynous. Here, the ovary, which is the female part of the flower, that will be superior. Again, the example here are like extremely important. See this. The first case. See here, the ovary here is superior and rest everything is present below it. Okay, see, do you see this ovary here? And then all of the appendages, the floral appendages, they are coming from below the ovary, right? So this kind of ovary wherein it is above any other part of the flower, we'll call it as hypogynous ovary. Okay, and the example is mustard, China rose, and brinjal. Do you people know what China rose is? You know it. You just don't know that it is called as China. Okay, I'll give you one hint. The most common red colored flower. Not rose. Not rose.
Hibiscus.
Hibiscus. Correct. Hibiscus is known as China rose. Okay, that's its fancy name. China rose. Now, the second case is perigynous. See, when gynoecium is present at the center, okay, it's not above, it's not below, it's present right at the center, and the other parts are at the same level, meaning the petals and the other parts at the same level of gynoecium, then that is called as perigynous condition. And here the ovary is half inferior. In hypogynous, the ovary was superior. Here, the ovary is half inferior. All of the beautiful examples are here. Plum, rose, and peach. Okay, these are the examples for the plants or the fruits, the flowers that have this thing, perigynous condition. Lastly, there is epigynous. When the gynoecium is present below and every single part is above it, then that is known as epigynous. Here, the ovary will be inferior in position. The example is guava, cucumber, ray florets of sunflower. See, now let us look at the pictures. Now see, here, all of it is at the same position, right? So that is half inferior ovary. But if you look at here, then this part, see, like always look at this part, the part where other parts of the flowers are coming from. The ovary is deep below and the other parts are above it. So here we call the ovary as inferior. Clear, students?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay. Now after that, we have, there are two more words that you people should know. See, gamo and poly. In terms of flowers, there are two more words, gamo and poly. Whenever you see the word gamo, gamo means anything is fused. Poly means free. So if I say gamopetalous, meaning the petals are fused. Just like how in tulip. Tulip is like this, right? The petals are fused or they are present like the tulips are not open like that, right? They are closed. So gamopetalous means fused petals. And if I say polypetalous, means the petals are free. They are not attached, they are free. If I say gamosepalous, meaning the sepals are fused. And if I say polysepalous, then the sepals are free. You getting my point? This gamo and poly condition is clear to you all?
Rose is gamma petalis.
Hmm?
Rose is gamma petalis.
No, no, no. But you can say sort of it looks like gamopetalous because none of the petals are like that, right? But they are not fused also. The rose petals, when you talk about the bud situation, then that case you can say. But then the rose, when it blooms, then all of the petals are separate. So you can't call it. Let us see some of the pictures of those flowers that are gamopetalous. One second. All right, okay. See this one. The best example. Here, this is a flower, but you can't find out one petal out of it. It is a whole fused part, right? And it arises or it opens at the end. Isn't it? If I ask you to take out the petals from it, will you be able to? No, because here the petals are fused in a fused form. Clear? Now let us see polypetalous. Now see, even this is gamopetalous, meaning the petals are fused. You can't make out different petals out of it, isn't it? Okay, now talking about polypetalous. See? All of the petals will be separate, right? All of, like, you can pluck one petal out. So that is polypetalous. And whenever you can't pluck any petal out, then that becomes gamopetals. Clear, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, what else? What else? Yeah. Polysepalous species. Okay. See, in this case, yeah. First is the case of the rose. Do you see, as I showed you in this flat part also, all of the sepals are separate, isn't it? You can pluck one sepal out if you want to. So that is what the polysepalous condition is. But when the sepals are not separate, when you can't make them out, right? Just like in the case of hibiscus, the China rose. This is the sepal, but you can't make out or you can't pluck one out. So that becomes polysepalous. Sepals, you understand, right? The green portions that are below the flower or below the this thing, petal. So that is sepal. Any doubts?
No, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Now we have some other things, and I think that's all I've written. Okay, till then you people have to note down, then we'll move forward. Okay, what is the last thing you people have written?
Modification of leaves.
That is completed, right?
Yes.
You've written all of these points, the 5 points.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you have to start from in first. Okay, now you people can note it down. You can switch off your videos and write down comfortably.
Done, ma'am.
Everyone's done?
Yes, ma'am.
Mom, what is written after all flowers at the top?
After that, I've written young flowers. So young ones at the bottom, older ones at the top, young ones at the bottom.
Done, ma'am.
Yes, everyone's done, students?
No.
Okay, okay. Waiting. Yes, everyone's done.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, could you scroll up a little bit? I can't see the sentence. Thank you, ma'am.
Done, ma'am. Just a minute, ma'am. Done, ma'am.
All of you are done?
1 minute, ma'am. Done, ma'am.
Yes, everyone's done. All of you are done, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, if they ask us to describe the accessory world, do we write about periantle as well?
Do we write about what?
Periantle?
Perianth. Yeah, you can mention because this is an exception, a unique property. So you can mention.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Done, ma'am.
Everyone's done?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Zanab, the actinomorphic is the kind of a division wherein any plane passing through the central axis can divide the flower, but it will not be identical halves. Clear?
Yes.
All of the students are done?
Yes, ma'am.
Done, ma'am.
Everyone's done?
Yes, ma'am. Done, ma'am.
Everyone's done?
No, ma'am.
Okay, waiting.
Done, ma'am.
Okay, everyone's done?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, students, after you're done writing about the different kinds of position of the floral parts, tell me, then I'll sort of like zoom the diagram for you. You people draw the diagram also so that you will know which one we are talking about.
Done, ma'am.
Ma'am, should we mark it?
Yes.
Ma'am, should we mark it or just draw it?
No. Mark it. Like you can label it.
Okay.
Also mention which one is which kind of flower. Hypogynous, perigynous, or epigynous.
Done, ma'am. Done, ma'am.
Everyone's done? All of you are done, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Yes,
what is
ma'am.
hypanthium?
Ma'am, what is
Hypanthium. See, it is like a protective structure which is causing the other floral parts to be up or to be, you can say, at the same level. It is rising it up. Okay. Don't worry about that. No question will be asked from it.
Done, ma'am.
Well, ma'am.
Yes, you can write that the petals that are fused, the petals that are fused together are known as gamopetals, or the flower that has fused petals. Flower which has fused petals is called as gamopetalous. And here the flower that has which has three petals are called as polypetalous. Same way for gamosepalous, you'll write that the flower which has fused sepals are known as gamosepalous, and the flowers which have free sepals are known as polysepalous. Clear?
Done, ma'am.
Okay, everyone's done?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Now, if you want to give a more, or you can say a proper way to define calyx, so we'd say that it is the outermost whorl, it is green and it is leaf-like. And what does it do? It protects the flower at the bud stage. So that is what calyx is. Then talking about corolla, so it is brightly colored. And why is it there? Like, what is the function of corolla? So it attracts insects for the pollination. Now, the shape and the color of corolla, it varies in different types of flowers. Corolla may be tubular in shape, it can be bell-shaped, it can be funnel-shaped or a wheel-shaped. So, the petals, as you all know, that there can be variety of shapes, variety of colors of the petals. Any doubts up until now, students?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Now, you people can note this down and we'll keep it till here only. So, tell me once you're done.
Done, ma'am.
Yes, everyone's done?
1 minute,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, okay.